Hi everyone, welcome back to Legal Operations One-on-One series. Today I have a very special guest with me, Reshmi Paul Chaudhary. Hi Reshmi and welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here, Rachita. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Reshmi inspired me to talk about a very interesting topic, low-code or no-code tools. The legal tech industry is full of tools and products, and every single day a new startup pops up. But the legal departments don't necessarily have expanding budgets to play with a new shining toy every day. So low codes and no code tools help us in a way that they help us, try new solutions without having to invest too much time or energy. But there's so many options. So where do we begin, and how do we begin?
Yes, I agree. So a no-code solution may seem like an answer to take that first step in the world of automation, as it may have less risks involved. I won't say no risk, but relatively much lesser. However, even for a no-code solution, we need to consider certain key parameters before we try to implement it. And one of the key things to consider is scale, the scale of the problem that we are planning to solve. If it is an enterprise level problem, which is multifaceted and complex, probably a no-code solution will not have the maturity to deal with that problem in whole. More often than not, it helps to start small, identify a problem that is much smaller in scale, pilot the solution, and aim for a quick win. For instance, if you are collecting structured or even semi-structured data from a user base for your downstream functions probably, and today you are mostly doing it over emails. So using a simple application like Microsoft Forms to capture the data can be a quick win solution. And an interesting fact about that, which I myself came to know pretty recently through a colleague, is that MS Forms and Outlook are already integrated. So again, depending on the scale of your problem, you can integrate your data collection form within Outlook. So, and in some cases, it just works like magic because it allows the users to continue working in the environment they are comfortable and familiar with.
And I love magic. I also think, I don't know why we are stuck with, the same solutions over a period of time, Outlook, Word, Excel. I think if we expand our horizons a little bit more, we can do so much more. So I think once we've looked at scale, and you'll agree with me, Reshmi, it's important to look at process. And I have belabored this point every time I speak. But looking at an end-to-end process is very important when you're trying to automate, because you do need to understand the impact of your upstream processes on your downstream processes. And in this dynamic environment, when the processes are changing and need to adapt to the changes, I think low codes and no code solutions make it easy for us to quickly implement something, try it, whether it works or not, and then move on to another solution if we need that. Would you agree?
Yes, I agree. And to your point where you're talking about, just having working on the same apps again and again. So some of the apps are pretty basic and they're here to stay, but how we can make it better, right? How we can make it more efficient. So I completely agree. Process is important. And so in one step, when one, you can be, in your process, you will be probably working with Outlook, and the next step, it may be some other app, maybe a SharePoint. And once you map the process, you can see all those pieces and see where you can bring efficiency and what you can bring together and integrate. So I'll give an example of Power Automate, right? So using Power Automate, you can make different applications talk to each other and trigger notifications. So that's the best part. So for example, if you want a user to respond to a query which is raised to you on a SharePoint list, you can use Power Automate to trigger notification from your query tool directly into an email, which is an Outlook app, and with the link to the SharePoint query. So what is happening here is the user is responding to the query without leaving their Outlook, and the sender is sending the query without doing the extra step of writing an email.
Yeah, and you know what is my favorite part about low codes and no code solutions is a non-IT person like me can also quickly implement an app and feel so powerful, right? I worked on it for 10 minutes once, and I made a very simple app, but I felt like I was a developer. And I think that is the kind of freedom that lawyers can get and legal departments can get with solutions that are easy to implement, right?
That's right. And you know, some of these apps are already there with us. Like we don't have to go and buy it. Some of them are like even available for free of charge and have very, like, you know, very simple to just plug and play. Most of us, if not all, have the Office 365 suite, and there's a lot we can leverage there to start with. So tools like Power Apps, for example, you know, it will allow you to make those applications, make those very easy to use applications in no time. And it also has a repository that you can start with. You can see whether any of the templatized solution already works for you, so you may not even have to go and build it.
Yeah, I don't like reinventing the wheel. If someone's done it before, I'm very happy to use that. And I think we need to move away from the idea of building this perfect solution, right? Because as winds change, our perfect solution may not be perfect anymore. Our problem statements are changing, and we need solutions that are basically built to adapt. So thank you so much, Reshmi. This was so insightful. And I think there are so many tools out there that we can go and easily implement and try without having to spend too much money and energy. And I really appreciate your input on this. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Rishita, for having me here once again.
Thank you everyone for watching.